Imagine a dusty hillside, late afternoon. The air is cool, carrying the scent of dry earth and a hint of wild herbs. A shepherd stands, his staff firm in hand, his gaze thoughtful. Around him, a flock stirs, some with soft, woolly coats, others with shaggier, darker fur, horns curving elegantly. He begins a quiet, practiced movement, and slowly, almost imperceptibly at first, the flock divides. Here, the sheep, there, the goats. This ancient, everyday scene, the meticulous separation by a shepherd, is the powerful, vivid image Jesus chose to paint one of his most profound pictures of the future. It's a story found in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 25, verses 31 through 46. A passage that speaks directly to our hearts, our actions, and ultimately, our destiny. The title for our reflection today, Matthew 25, Your Compassion, Your Destiny, truly encapsulates its essence. Jesus, seated with his disciples on the Mount of Olives, was speaking about the end times, about the coming of the Son of Man in glory. He wasn't talking about abstract theological debates, but about a very practical, very human response to the world around us. He paints a picture of a magnificent, awe-inspiring day. When the Son of Man comes in his glory and all the angels with him, he will sit on his glorious throne. All the nations will be gathered before him, and he will separate the people one from another as a shepherd separates the sheep from the goats. Consider the sheer scale of this moment, all the nations gathered before him. And then the separation. The sheep are placed on his right, the goats on his left. This is the moment of reckoning, a division not based on lineage or status or even outward religious observance, but on something far more fundamental. Then the king addresses those on his right, the sheep. His voice, imagine it, filled with profound warmth and welcome. Come, you who are blessed by my Father. Take your inheritance, the kingdom prepared for you since the creation of the world. The sheep, we are told, are utterly bewildered. They look at each other, perhaps murmuring, "Us? Blessed? Why?" And they respond with genuine humility and confusion. "Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you something to drink? When did we see you a stranger and invite you in, or needing clothes and clothe you? When did we see you sick or in prison and go to visit you?" Their surprise is key here. They hadn't done these acts with the explicit intention of serving the king. They simply did them. They acted out of innate kindness, out of simple human compassion. And the king's reply is where the heart of the parable truly beats, where the profound revelation lies. He says, "Truly I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me." Let's pause for a moment on that phrase, the least of these. Who are they? They are the forgotten, the marginalized, the unseen, the voiceless. They are the ones society often overlooks, the ones it's easy to walk past. The hungry, the thirsty, the stranger, the naked, the sick, the imprisoned. Not necessarily the powerful, the popular, or even the deserving in our human estimation, just the least. And Jesus reveals that in serving them, we are serving him directly. But the story doesn't end there. The king then turns to those on his left, the goats. His tone now is one of solemn judgment. "Depart from me, you who are cursed, into the eternal fire prepared for the devil and his angels." And just like the sheep, the goats are equally astonished, equally confused. They too demand an explanation, though their tone might carry a hint of indignation or perhaps a desperate plea. "Lord, when did we see you hungry or thirsty, or a stranger, or needing clothes, sick, or in prison, and did not help you?" They too had no conscious awareness of neglecting the king. They hadn't actively thought, "I will not help Jesus." They simply didn't help. Perhaps they were too busy, too preoccupied, too indifferent, or too focused on their own affairs. And the king's reply mirrors his earlier one, but with a chilling reversal. "Truly I tell you, whatever you did not do for one of the least of these, you did not for me." The profound, almost startling truth of this parable is that the basis of eternal destiny is not some complex theological creed, nor grand pronouncements, nor even specific religious rituals. It is, strikingly, based on compassionate action, or the lack thereof. It's about how we treat our fellow human beings, especially those most vulnerable among us. This parable challenges us to look beyond the surface, to see the divine spark in every person, to recognize that every act of kindness, every gesture of empathy, every moment of genuine help offered to another is an offering made directly to Christ Himself. And conversely, every instance of turning away, of indifference, of neglecting those in need is also a turning away from Him. It's a reminder that faith is not merely a belief system confined to our minds or spoken in words, but a living, breathing expression of love that translates into tangible deeds. Our compassion is not just a virtue, it is depicted here as the very blueprint of our destiny. So, what does this mean for us today? It means cultivating a heart that sees. It means opening our eyes to the quiet needs around us, in our families, our communities, and the wider world. It means reaching out, not waiting to be asked, but actively looking for opportunities to feed, to quench thirst, to welcome, to clothe, to visit. These are not heroic, monumental tasks, but everyday acts of kindness. A warm smile to a lonely neighbor, a listening ear to a struggling friend, a moment of time for someone overlooked. Let this story resonate deeply within you. It's a gentle yet powerful call to action, reminding us that every person we encounter holds a reflection of the divine, and our response to them shapes not just their day, but our eternal story. As you go about your week, consider this. How might you embody the spirit of the sheep? How can your compassion become a tangible force in the lives of those around you? We invite you to share your thoughts on this powerful parable in the comments below. What does the least of these mean to you? How has this message inspired your actions? And if this reflection resonated with you, please consider subscribing for more stories that invite thoughtful consideration and deeper understanding. Thank you for listening.